Welcome to the Black Infant Health Podcast Series. The California Black Infant Health BIH program aims to improve health among Black mothers and babies by empowering pregnant and mothering Black women. I'm your host, Cameron Green, and today's topic is the power of sisterhood, how BIH changed my life. And I've got some lovely ladies here. We're going to have some fun conversation with how BIH has changed their lives. Why don't you begin introducing yourself?
My name is Krishonda Harris. I am a group facilitator and a family health advocate with Black Infant Health.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Imani Aiko-Onia. I am an event producer and a community advocate out of Long Beach from Soul Cypher Long Beach. I'm a member of Black Infant Health Long Beach.
Love it.
Hello, my name is Brashina Basile. I am a BIH graduate. I'm also a recent graduate from Cal State Long Beach. Just recently received my master's in social work, and I'm also a mental health advocate.
And you are just beautiful, each and every one of you. All right, we're going to start with you, Brashina. What was life like before joining VIH? What was your life like?
Oh my life was so hectic before I joined VIH. I think I was juggling all these different roles prior to joining BIH. I was, an employee working. I was I'm a mother. I had a 3-year-old. I was pregnant. A wife, a student, a intern. I was getting my hours to become a therapist. It was a lot. A daughter, friend. So I was trying to juggle all of the things, and it was tough. Juggling some of those things sometimes. I definitely felt like I just didn't have enough time in the day to get things done. So it was really, really overwhelming. I think at the end of last year got to a point where I kind of just had to surrender to God and ask for help because I was reaching my burnout point. So that's kind of what life was like prior to BIH.
Well, I'll say you were blessed because he sent you to BIH.
Amen. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. Imani, sisterhood.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? What does this program, how has it created this container of sisterhood for you?
BIH, they know, especially BIH Long Beach, they know how true and dear Black Infant Health has been to my life. Not only my son's life, shout out to my baby Maxis, he's 4 months, but just to my life in general. I think that Black Infant Health definitely really just kind of reinstated my love for my village personally. Even with Brashina, like we were friends prior to even becoming members of BIH, and it gives the organization as a whole just teaches you a lot about the importance and the significant role that family plays in raising children. We were children at one point in time, and just because we're adults bearing children now, it's no different. You still have needs. You still have things that are just really, really integral to our livelihood and just how we operate in the world. And you have to have help. You have to have people who love you. You have to have people who advocate for you. And that's exactly what Black Infant Health has done for me and for my family. Yes, I get the sisterhood and the greatness that comes from connecting with women alike, but just to have people that I can call family, and just that I can trust my baby with, and that have my best interests. Oh, that's God's work. God's work. Yes, absolutely.
Krishonda, you're an advocate. How has BIH changed your life and building this container of sisterhood and just Black women in general? This is what I love. I love seeing your beautiful faces and knowing that there's a space specifically designed for you.
It definitely has changed my life. I always tell my coordinator, Quinn, as well as my supervisor, Angie, that I think they love to hear it too. I still love working here. I absolutely love what we provide the community and how we provide it, hands-on with the moms, seeing them weekly, sometimes monthly because I just graduated. But I tell people this is my dream job.
Oh, I love it.
Not just creating the sisterhood and everything, but I have a passion for prenatal and postpartum moms. And I have my master's degree in public health / maternal and child health. And I remember my mom was like, what are you going to do with that? Teach Lamaze classes? And I was like, I don't know yet, but there's something out there. And I told her it's working with our community, Black moms, pregnant and postpartum, and just kind of helping them along. And that is exactly what I'm doing. So I still love this job. I love my coworkers and I love the ladies, and may God rest her soul. But here I am, Mom. I made it.
Yes, I love it. And you're doing a beautiful job. And it shows in just the vibrancy of all these beautiful women that talk so highly and speak so highly of this program. Amani, you mentioned sisterhood. I heard that come out.
Yes.
What sort of container is BIH building for you to be so ecstatic about going to the programs, getting the support for your baby? Like, what is it? Take us inside of the room.
Of course. Just so you have a little bit of context, my mom and my aunt actually, before I was born, started their own women's group called Sister Self. They've been operating in LA County specifically for the past, I'll be 33, so the past 35 years now. And they meet every last Saturday of the month. They don't care what's going on in the month. They make it their point to meet up, to either do something for the community or just celebrate each other and just check in with each other and, have that to look forward to. When I was a kid, all the sisters for the most part have children. Mm-hmm. So I was one of many, and we kind of just grew up together, and unfortunately, fortunately they're still going, which is great, but a lot of the children's kind of dissolved off. And I haven't felt like that sense of family and connection outside of immediate family in a while until I joined the Black Infant Health Program. Like I said, Brashina's one of my best friends. Went to college together, and I told her about it immediately. She knows another one of my friends, Astra. Shout out to Astra. She's the reason why I'm in Black Infant Health, because we were roommates at the time when she was pregnant and she had her baby. And I saw her go through the prenatal program, then graduate to the postpartum program. I'm like, these Black women are amazing. I want to be a Black mom. Like, hold on, I know I'm a Black woman, but this is what the moms are doing together. And then she also told me about Titties and Tea. Shout out to them too. It's another great program. And just seeing this beautiful yet vibrant and really just collaborative community of women just supporting each other in their mom journeys was so inspiring to me. So when I joined the program, I was like, I'm milking every inch of this that I can get. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we go over. Sorry, Mama Angie. But it's because we're so connected. We just love to talk and to bond and try to figure out what we're doing outside of group. Has nothing to do with BIH, but everything to do with them, because they're encouraging us to spend time with each other and be there and be present for each other outside of what, the program brings. So sisterhood is important. It really is. And I'm just happy that my baby has so many great influence,
some beautiful role models.
Absolutely. Right? And they're cute. So, the fact that they're cute aunties, that helps. But sisterhood it's a big deal. It's a blessing.
But what I love too that you said is that I told so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah, that's how
I was, and it works.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how we share the good news, especially amongst Black women.
Absolutely.
When something is good to us, we will share, right?
And
I love that.
If Black woman vouchers for something, that's all you need.
That's right.
That's your green mark, or your green light rather, to just go for it. So
that's right. Rashina, what's the success in your mind around what makes BIH so successful?
I think in, sisterhood, like we mentioned, it being a safe space for Black women, Black mothers to come in and just be themselves. We have a lot of the mamas who work and have to go to work, and some of us who know what it's like to have to go to work and work for corporate America and put on that, show and put on that voice and try to make sure everyone's comfortable and okay. And then you get to, you're off work, you clock out, and you get to just let that go and be yourself. Like in BIH, we don't have to do that. We get to just show up as we are, and we are loved, every single part of us, even the flaws that we know and we see, they still love and celebrate that. And so I think that that's just like so important to have that kind of safe space among each other. And we get to just celebrate each other, celebrate our accomplishments. And then we have, in addition to that, they have great food. They're serving good meals.
I heard about this food.
You, okay?
And I'm a breastfeeding mama, so I'll be hungry. Look, with no shame, I'm always that person going for seconds and sometimes even thirds because I'm starving all the time. But it's like the food is good, the community is good, you're learning things, the energy is good. Exactly. It's healthy. You could bring your baby. They hold your baby. They watching your baby. They helping you. They're bringing you a plate. They're just like making you feel so seen and so heard. It's like, how could you not want to come here and be a part of something so beautiful and so unique that uplifts you, especially during a period where we're vulnerable. We're going through postpartum.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a lot going through our heads mentally. We're looking at ourselves and we're changing, and sometimes we need that like affirmation, someone to kind of ground us. And BIH does that. It helps to kind of ground us and bring us back and remind us who we are and give us the tools so we can keep being greater.
Anytime you can make Black women feel seen.
Yes. And fed.
That you got a fan in me.
Absolutely.
BIH does that beautifully.
Absolutely.
Prashanda, talk about your impactful journey. What moment in this program, in the tenure of the span of the time that you've been working with the program, think of one moment or two moments maybe that have really stood out as impactful for you.
There's so many. Wow. I would have to say, honestly, so when I started, I've been here almost 3 years. We were doing group online, still COVID and all of that stuff. So we're doing group online. We were all nervous, like, oh, we're gonna go into in-person group, and everybody's like, no, we can't. We can't do this.
You know how it was.
Yes.
And we're back.
Right. So it was just like, oh my gosh, like, we have to do this. But it just made the job so much better because seeing them every week on video, on Zoom, people didn't have their cameras on. Some people talk more than others. You would see them like maybe out on the street, but because they didn't have their cameras on, I don't know what she is. So I would say that first in-person group was like, what were we tripping about? This is great. I get to see you in person. Mm-hmm. I get to see your babies in person, hold the babies. When we get that deeper connection because we're in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that in-person group definitely just set it over the top.
I love that.
You said a second one.
Feel free.
Although it is a lot of work, I do enjoy the Women's Health Expo.
Shout out to KJLH.
Yes. I think that's I started in August. So then that next year with KJLH to the Women's Health Expo, I was like, there's a lot of work, we real busy. But when we got there and the people and our mamas coming by, the sessions with you guys interviewing people, like I was like, this is amazing. I work here. Like, right. I get to work here.
Such pride.
Yes. And then I hadn't officially started yet, but I think this was my first moment. My cousin was like, oh, I heard that Black Infant Health is doing a Women's Health Expo on the radio. Is that you guys? Is that your job? I was like, that's my job. So, yeah. And so that was 3 moments.
I love that. Imani, how are you now supporting Black women, having been through this program, an advocate now and a participant? How has that shifted the way you are looking at supporting Black women, specifically Black mothers?
Oh, well, if anyone who really knows me knows, I go out of my way to support my people, okay? Show up in every which way I can. And that, for me, primarily is it's led by me promoting other great organizations that I've come across. No doubt about it. Ever since I've joined this program, I've told everyone that I can think of about Black Infant Health. Even people who don't have babies, they're like, I want to have a baby so I can be in Black Infant Health too,
Can I bring somebody else's baby?
Right. And I think that, back to what we were speaking about earlier about that word of mouth marketing, I mean, it's old school, but that's the most old school yet most genuine way to promote something or someone, and I think that that's where you can see the true testament of that sisterhood, of those professional connections too, because not only have we developed as women and as moms in this program, but we develop so much in a way that when it's good, you want to tell somebody about it, right? Any good experience you have, especially Black women, we want to tell somebody about it. And I've made it, honestly, my duty to just try to tell everyone I can about Black Infant Health, how they changed my life, how they changed my son's life. And I mean, they even have programs for dads, if it doesn't just stop at us, but if the women are taken care of, everything else kind of flows and gets in position and aligns after that too, and it's I also feel like it's kind of a love language to Black women, specifically when you're able to help us, even if it's indirectly.
I love the way you said that. That's beautiful.
Miss Angie said earlier, she always tells us, I'm a mental health advocate in the program. She always tells us, you never know how much just checking in with someone can change their life, and I think that with Black Infant Health, I've been able to share about how much it's impacted me because it came at a time I didn't know I needed it, and also, although I've always kind of been around it through my friend Astra, et cetera, I knew that it was just a safe space, to Brashina's point, to be able to go there and know that no matter how much I know and I come to the table with, I cannot be okay and I'm not judged. I'm loved just the same. My baby's just as welcome.
Yeah.
So I guess I make it my point everywhere I go, and every Black woman, and specifically every Black mom I talk to know about this program, because they've been around for decades for a reason. And that the people in the program are a true testament to, what is available to you. This is just one location. We're just talking about Long Beach right now. So to go to the Women's Health Expo, connect with all the different chapters, everyone love their job. Everybody happy. That speaks volumes.
You guys have it together.
Right. I was like, yeah, everybody love their job. Everybody has good mood. Everybody happy, smiling. Nobody got attitude, no neck rolling. Oh, it's a good time.
It's a win, right?
It's a win-win.
Brashina.
Yeah, I thank them.
No, I appreciate that, Imani. Brashina, you know, I love the way Imani framed this is a love letter to Black women. And as we know, sometimes life be lifing. How has BIH supported you and changed your life in the midst of toggling between school, being a mom, being a wife? What has that meant to you? What has the program meant to you?
Yeah, I think like I mentioned earlier, it's really been this space where I can feel seen and feel heard. I think juggling all the things and all the roles sometimes, for example, like in a relationship, sometimes I may not always feel heard, in that space. And so being able to come into a space like BIH and feel heard and feel seen, it does give me that extra boost sometimes that I kind of need to just kind of like, all right, we're going to keep pushing through. We're going to keep getting through this, So I think that it's offered, so much support. When I graduated, I invited all the ladies to, come out to my graduation party and celebrate. And everybody, whether they can make it or not, some of them came, and that was awesome. And some of them couldn't make it, and that was okay. But they still were able to just celebrate me and root me on and say like, oh, we're so proud of you. Congratulations. And we got to celebrate that together, which was really, really nice. And so it's just been essential for like my mental health, I will say, being able to have a space like that. So many times we kind of can neglect that, and we don't realize that we're neglecting that part of ourselves because we're on, like we said, they were talking earlier, we're on go mode, right? We're on survival mode, a lot of Black women, right? So we don't get the luxury to stop and process things that are happening in our everyday life as life is lifing. We have to keep going. But in a space like BIH, they ask the questions. Yes. They give you the space and they give you the time and opportunity to process. And I think that that's so important within itself because I didn't have that. Prior to that, I had to be intentional in making that for myself, or maybe I'll talk to my therapist about it. But I didn't have that all the time. So I think that has helped with my mental health a lot.
I love that. And thank you for that. Rashonda, how does this make you feel as someone who is part of the staff and the team there? As you're hearing these stories specifically, I mean, I'm glowing inside. I just want you to know that anytime Black women are loved and cared for, that's, that puts me over the top. How is that making you feel, knowing that you put your heart and soul into crafting and curating so much of this experience?
It makes me feel really, really good, really, really blessed. Sometimes with pretty much any of your work, like you're like, am I doing a good job? Am I doing okay? Maybe I'm getting my paperwork in or something, but am I making an impact on the ladies? Would they tell somebody else, or do they even like it here? Like, but but hearing all of this just kind of tells me like, yeah, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're reaching them, you're changing lives, you're making things a little bit better, even if it's that short time that we have together weekly for them to just kind of be seen and heard.
And to the woman who's driving around listening to this or watching this, and they're like, how can I get connected? I want to be part of this crew. What advice do you give them?
Go online to blackinfanthealth.org and sign up. Yes. You do have to be pregnant or recently postpartum, 6 months. But please come. We do hear from people like, oh, we call, you signed up and now we're calling you and you're no longer interested. And then we try to talk it up. And some people are like, you know what? Yeah. And then other people are like, I don't know. And I'm like, just come one group and see what happens, or enroll with us and see what happens. So I definitely think if you just give it a try, not that there's anything that's not good, but if you give it a try, you're going to like it.
Yes, I agree, especially with what these lovely ladies are sharing. Amani, when we talk about BIH has changed my life, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'll just start with saying Kershonda's being very subtle.
I can tell. Let it go, sis.
Look, she's what's considered an FHA for both me and Brasheen, and we're very vocal, if it's not obvious, about our experience.
Yeah, it's okay to give her flowers.
Right. We love Kershonda so much, and she's just been all the ladies. Shout out to Auntie Gwen, because we call them aunties. Auntie Gwen, Auntie Stephanie, Auntie Angie, Auntie Cynthia, even just anyone who, and the other Auntie Cynthia who just retired, we still love her too, because when I first started in prenatal, she was around. But all of the women, they literally treat you like your auntie, like just making sure that you're okay, checking in. And I think that, to answer your question, it's been life-changing, because it's like, okay, it's a sense of positive reinforcement that aunties aren't just limited to your immediate family. I spoke on Sisterhood Health, my mom's women's organization, earlier, because I treat all those 30 ladies like aunties. They all look out for me, check in for me, make sure that I have what I need, and Black Infant Health is no different. So I'd highly encourage anyone who's listening to this podcast, or just who is interested in Black Infant Health, to reach out. They are accessible, which is important to Black women. We have to feel like I can reach out and touch somebody with my hands type accessible, right? They'll show up for you. They'll give you the information. If you're not available for the group, that's fine. There's always ample resources available, from their monthly resource fairs to the ample information that they give you in the curriculum, to just other moms just sharing what kind of teething rings to get your baby, or what works for them. Right? We just us sharing our experiences. That also kind of adds to just the village that you have access to. At Black Infant Health is a village specifically for Black women and Black babies and our birthing experiences. And I just strongly encourage anybody out there to just listen to God. God blessed us with this program, okay?
Amen.
Been around. They existed because of women like us in this room. So just do what you got to do. If I can help in any way, I'm happy to. But thank you so much to Black Infant Health.
I love that. Brashina, how are these spaces different than any other space you've been in?
I think I'm going to say it again. It's a safe space. I don't think that, as me, as a Black woman, and the experiences that I've had as a Black woman in this country, it's not often that I can step into spaces, feel safe, feel seen, and feel heard. And so that's what that brings for me, and I think a lot of the other ladies. And so that is just like, so it's a space to empower Black women, Black mamas, Black birthing people. It's and that's what we need, I think, right now, especially in our communities. Like, we have to empower each other. We have to be there for each other. We have to uplift each other. We are the answers.
100%.
Yes, we are the answers. We are the ones who will come up with the solutions to all these things that we see that's happening right now, globally, politically. Like, we know we can't look to governments and systems for some of these answers. And so programs like Black Infant Health are a solution to a lot of these issues that we're seeing. We're looking at we're talking about Black maternal rates, right? They're high, some of the highest. And this is why these programs are essential, because that postpartum period, that first year a Black woman is a mom, even before prenatal, right? Those are all essential periods for a Black woman. And we need support during these moments. And so that's why these kinds of programs are so essential. And I'm so grateful and thankful for it, because I see what we're doing out here. I see what
you're doing out here. I see what she's doing out here. My last question to each of you is answer and fill in the blank. BIH is
empowering.
BIH is family.
BIH is a tool that every Black mama needs, especially new mamas.
Yes.
Well, you've heard it. Family, empowering, and tools. Ladies, thank you so much for a fantastic conversation full of Black joy. It's easy to see why BIH is so so special. And to all of you listening, thank you so much. We have had a fantastic conversation around the power of sisterhood, how BIH has changed my life. Thank you for your wisdom, for being vulnerable and being transparent. I really appreciate you. To find out more about the Black Infant Health Project, go to blackinfanthealth.org. Thank you so much.